I want to suck your blood. Hey, what's up guys? Ken here from the Retro Toy Sculpt channel in Malaysia. I'm continuing my look at the 80s commanders from Ramen Toy. This is the second in the series of reviews that I've done. Today, I'm looking at land operations expert Jake Rockwell. You know this guy, right? Except the toy isn't actually called Jake Rockwell because it's a homage to the original Centurions figure. But yeah, you guys know him, don't you? Okay, now here's a size comparison photo with the original 1986 Centurions Jake Rockwell figure from Kenner Toys. The Ramen Toys version is going for a completely different audience. It's smaller. A lot of people don't remember just how big the original Centurions were. Well, they were, okay? They were pretty gigantic figures, okay, for their time. They still are, in fact, today. But the Ramen Toy version is a totally different experience altogether. It's going for a different audience. It's more in line with maybe your Marvel Legends scale, but we'll check out more of it in the review here, so stay tuned. Now, straight out of the gate, I'm just going to say that I'm not a fan of the facial sculpt here, okay? Because this isn't the Jake Rockwell that we remember. The Jake Rockwell character that we remember is supposed to be a brash, hot-headed punk, okay? The guy's like, staring at the face of danger with a one-liner, throwing himself into the fire without a second's thought. He's like Hot Rod from the Transformers. But this guy, the one I'm looking at right here, he's just way too serious looking. I mean, you gotta dial it back a little bit, okay? He's like, look guys, I don't have time for this bullshit. I'm gonna take out some bad guys and then I'm gonna make a cup of coffee. You can either help me or stay the hell out of my way. The other thing about this figure that kind of gives me the creeps a bit is the color tone that they use for his skin. He just looks way too pale, like a vampire, okay? He looks like the undead here. I don't know if he's really showing up on the camera, but look, the color tone is just off, all right? The one that they used for Max Ray and Ace McCloud, they had the correct skin tones, I would say, but this guy right here, he's looking just way too pale. I don't know, was it maybe he's like covered in smog or something like that, because he's a ground operations expert. I guess he's interfacing with a lot of smog. But look, whatever it is, the color tone is just a little bit off here, okay? You gotta fix this thing because this guy's looking like freaking Dracula. From some angles, definitely. Okay, but even if his pale vampiric expression is a bit disturbing for you to stare at, he does come with this cool yellow combat helmet that just fits over it. Okay, just fits over his face, covering it. And yeah, this thing comes in two sections, okay, a front and a back section. So once you plug both halves in, he's all set, okay? And yeah, shielding you from his demonic expression. All of the Centurions figures come with the same amount of articulation. He's got ball jointed shoulders, a swivel just above the elbow. He's got an elbow bend, all right, and his wrist turn around. Okay, just everything that you saw in the Max Ray review as well. Waist articulation, incredible. He's got a ball jointed thigh section, a swivel at the thigh. He also bends right at the knee, and his feet can be rotated about as well. In fact, you can have him sort of like, establishing a powerful kicking pose, right? Just like that, okay? Yeah, just like that. In addition to the 2 hands that he comes with, he also comes with an extra 5 hands, okay? 5 extra hands. I feel that if they could have reduced the number of hands and that would have brought down the price of the set a little bit, that would have been much appreciated. But, as it is, you have these extra hands for you to establish a number of gestures if you wish. Now, similar to all of the Centurions figures, he comes with a power pack. This one is light brown. It's got stamps on one side and a number of slots on the other side for you to attach a different combination of weapons if you wish. He's also got this antenna, all right? This antenna is actually now a separate piece compared to the 80s original, and it's kind of a long piece, all right? It's, you can attach it right here. It's kind of like just sticking out of the power pack like that. This is a bit of a new design touch compared to what you got with the 1980s figure. And also, if you wish, you can also have him wielding the antenna, all right, like a whip, I guess. Okay. I mean, if he's completely out of ammo and he's in hostile territory, he can just basically use this thing to smack the enemy. Yeah. What do you guys think? One of the best features of the original toy was the enormous missile launcher that it came with. It was like really huge, all right? Super huge compared to the size of the actual figure. This one is puny, even by the figure's new scale, all right? It's kind of puny looking. I was pretty disappointed that this thing wasn't like even more imposing looking. Also, the missile that it comes with, all right, this is just, this is just such a letdown, all right, and it's kind of rubbery and like flexible. The original missile was like just so freaking intimidating looking, all right. This one just, just slots in there. It kind of looks more like a tiny little bomb, all right, yeah, but yeah, you just fit it in there like that, and it just stays there. But like I said, I'm pretty disappointed by its size. All right. Okay, so attach the backpack to the figure like so. All right, it just fits in there. It is a solid tight fit, and then you get the missile launcher strapped on just to the power pack's back, just like that. Okay, it goes in there. Now on the original figure, this created such a presence, right, with the huge missile launcher and the missile at the back. But this time around, like I said, like from the front, when you're looking at it, it's just underwhelming. Right? What else can I say? Now he does come with something interesting here. On the original figure, this was supposed to be like a radar attachment. This time around, I'm not sure if it's still a radar. It's got like a plastic piece covering it, and it kind of looks more like a spotlight. So maybe that's like a new innovative design touch. It's like he's got this huge spotlight there on his shoulders to like sort of like shine a light at the enemy in the dark, when he's about to blast them. Something like that, okay, but this is a pretty nice touch here. I kind of like this, all right. I like the fact that they used like a clear plastic on the front of it. And then he's got this Gatling gun attachment. There's really only one place that you can slot this thing, right there in the center of his chest. That's really like the best place for it to be. It's just a very iconic Jake Rockwell look to have that Gatling blaster thing in the front, like so. It looks good, and it really adds to Jake's fully weaponized look, like front and back, all right? He's fully armored. And there's one more piece too, the double cannon, all right, the double cannon laser. This thing attaches to, well, you can actually have it attached to any one of his arms, all right, the side here like this, plugs in right in there. And this essentially completes the look of the Fire Force assault weapon system. Okay, this is like the classic Fire Force assault weapon system look for Jake Rockwell. And this figure, actually, I was actually pleasantly surprised, because once you have all the weapons on him, he actually stands up pretty well, okay? He can be positioned to stand up straight and not topple over, like what you saw with the Max Ray figure when I reviewed that one. That one had a really bad center of balance, probably like pretty weak knees, but this one is just much better. But this one is great. You could just have him standing straight in a battle ready mode, and he doesn't topple over. Now, just like with the Max Ray figure, I am disappointed with the lack of weapon attachment possibilities compared to the originals. Like for instance, with the double cannon here, there's really only one way for you to attach it to the figure from the side, but he's supposed to have a stem section here right in the center, right? With the original figure, you could actually attach it right in the center of his chest, okay? See, like, what you could do is that you could probably move the Gatling blaster just a notch lower, and you could have the double cannon blaster just on top of it, like in this position. That's like an iconic established mode for him from the Canon original. It's like the full frontal assault mode, but it's not possible this time around. I think that maintaining the same number of stem attachments onto the weapons as the originals would have improved this toy's playability a whole lot more. Maybe that's something they could look at for their future releases. Now, overall, this thing came in a set, so I had to take it, as part of the whole set. But it's probably the weakest one for me so far. I have not reviewed Ace McCloud yet, but I'm, right from the get-go, I'm pretty disappointed by a number of things with this Jake Rockwell figure, chiefly the face sculpt. But overall, look, he's part of the team, all right. So if you're getting him in a set, you get them all displayed together, I still think that they all look pretty great. But overall, based on the quality of the toys themselves, the quality is okay, but not against the price point they are paying for it. I think that the prices on these are still a little bit too high. Let's see what future releases will be like. Let me know what you thought of the video, and thank you for joining me as always. Catch you guys again real soon with more content here. Take care out there.